Test one, test one.
Yep.
Well, good evening, Sydney. Test one. Got no sound. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our midweek Mayhem Burnouts here at Sydney Dragway. It's the Pocket Rocket here tonight on the mic. I'd like to welcome everybody from the Burnout family that are here tonight. Should be a great night of burnouts. If you haven't been on Facebook today, guys, just to let you know, there is a $500 Odyssey Batteries voucher up for grabs this evening. Now, I'm actually judging all the first lot of burnouts from every car. So all the drivers that I've spoken to, I've told them, you guys are going to bring your A game, because I am not an easy person if I have to judge. But on that flip side of that too, I want to hear you guys clapping and cheering for your favourite burnouts tonight. It should be a very, very good night of burnouts. We only got one pro car as far as I can see today, but that doesn't matter. It's all about the street guys and the street girls.
Well, of course, welcome to everybody here at Sydney Dragway and also those joining us via the Tracks YouTube channel, Sydney Dragway Official on YouTube, and also the Tracks Facebook page. If you want to follow us along on YouTube, feel free to throw some comments up on the chat there. More than happy to interact. There's already a bunch of the usuals there as well that are all certainly keen to see some tyres let go on that burnout pad here tonight, and plenty of smoke in what is a very warm evening here at Sydney Dragway, nudging 30 degrees on the way over here this afternoon, and very warm for a spring afternoon, but certainly going to be looking forward to a little bit of carnage on the pad, and of course plenty of tyres. All sets let go would be a fantastic way to finish the midweek off. Of course, we've got Stewie down there. He'll get excited once the first car is let go on the burnout pad.
We're about to go now.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first car is Sicario.
driver here, certainly not scared. I haven't yet heard that pedal lift once, Stu.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Sicario. The car is actually up for sale as well, guys. So if you want a Falcon Burnout car with a V8, get in touch with the driver. What a way to kick us off. All right, next up we've got SS2 Flying about to come out. SS2 Flight sounding nice and strong in the burnout. Next up, we've got Fabio about to come out.
Well, carrying a lot of entry speed there, Stu. Just missing that wall, the crowd side wall there.
I'll tell you what, see, they're getting judged on the tip-in as well as on the pad itself. That looks like a little bit unfortunate there for Fabio. Zach Chamberlain. Yeah, so to all the burnout competitors out the back, of course, a bit like a normal burnout comp, guys, the tip in is ultra important because I'm definitely scoring on that, I can tell you. But it's also what you do on the pad in terms of your driving ability. So I'll be taking that into consideration, and also what the burnout family up in the grandstand have got to say as well. That is a little bit unfortunate there for Fabio. Now this next car that is coming up on the pad, it's well known here at Sydney Dragway, particularly on a Wednesday night for our Aeroflow Race for Real off-street drag racing events. A car by the name of Dreamer. He's actually got his sponsor sitting in the car as well. So it's Jason Stevens behind the wheel. Great solid skid there from Dreamer. Make some noise, Sydney. All right, guys, next up on the pad, he's one of the hottest young burnout drivers in the country. Of course, his dad needs no explanation. It's Reese Hay in Young Gun. Well, Sydney Dragway, put your hands together for Reese Hay. We've still got plenty more cars to come, guys.
Well, that was impressive there from Reese, Stu. That was a very good effort. I don't think I heard the throttle lift once there.
I'll tell you what, guys, still got plenty more skids to come, and, you know, at the moment, the judging is fairly tight, but like I said, I'm a hard judger. Not only watching the cars and the entry, but I'm watching you guys as well. So that's giving me a bit of a gauge of where you guys are at. But I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to this next burnout, which is G Me Up. That's young Matt O'Brien behind the steering wheel. Let's see what Matt's got for us. Sorry, my apologies, guys. It's actually Casey Credaro behind the wheel. All right, he's got 15 seconds. Can he get a tyre off? Give him a round of applause. He gave it a go. Next up on the pad, we've got Ripper VX, Jordan Chatiris. The Raffia Scaffolding sponsored Commodore with help from Dialed In Racing. Great stuff there from Jordan. Next up is a car we know very, very well here at Sydney Dragway. It is Connor Tattersall and the famous On the Sly. Yeah, Sydney, put your hands together.
Well, that was pretty crazy, Stu. There was some pretty good whips in there.
Yeah, it certainly was, Steve. He's no stranger to the Sydney Dragway pad. Next up on the pad, I believe that this might be, well, it says Chris Newland, but I don't know actually who's driving. Is the lady driving it? How's she going out there, Sydney? Is she doing well? I'll give her a round of applause, Sydney. That was a good effort.
What have we got down on the pad there, Stu? Can you see? Is it just a bit of water or?
I think it might be just a little bit more than oil. We've got the kitty litter coming out.
Oh, not a good sign.
No, it's not. So unfortunately, we will have to get this cleaned up before Ray hits the pad. Been a little while since we've seen Ray. Might try and grab a quick word with him while we're just doing this cleanup as well. He does look nervous, so that's a good thing. We'll go and get a word with you, Ray. Ray, we haven't seen you in a long time, mate. It's good to see it back. You keen?
Oh, mate, I'm keen as ever, mate. Can't wait to get some tyres off.
Well, mate, we're going all around the world via YouTube. There'll be people watching, so they're getting a little dose of what burnouts are like at this level.
Oh, awesome, man. That's so good. We get to see everybody. Go put on a good show for everyone, and so we'll see what happens, eh?
Now, what have you been doing to the car? Because it looks like it's been sitting out in a paddock for a few months.
It has. It's been sitting underneath a tree for 8 months, pretty much. So, yeah, just give it a bit of a service and that, and bring her out and see what happens.
Well, it's good to see you out here, mate. Unfortunately, it looks like we've got a bit of downtime. We've just got a bit of oil by the look of it. They've got to do a clean-up on. So it gives you a chance to get your thoughts together and have a crack at that $500 Odyssey Batteries voucher as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, all our production work tonight, I should have said this at the top of the show, but it was in my own mind. Stephen Bush is up in the box tonight, one of my very good friends in the commentary world, a man that I love commentating competition drag racing with. Steve's on the wheels of steel tonight. How are people, Steve, liking the burnout so far via YouTube?
Yeah, we've got plenty of chat on the chats already, and lots of likes and people getting very excited about what's happening on the pad here tonight. I think they've been pretty keen for it this week. Of course, tonight trying something a little bit different here at Sydney Dragway on a Wednesday night, having our burnouts only here tonight in the midweek mayhem, and that is, of course, Stu, that next this Friday coming we're going to have Friday Night Lights, which is a Friday night version of what is normally raced here on a Wednesday, an Aeroflow race for real Wednesday nights. We're shifting to a Friday night just to try something a little bit different. That event, Stu, of course, as you know, will have a couple of little differences in that we're starting at 5 p.m. on Friday, so we get an extra hour of racing in. We've lowered the ET cutoff to 8:0 temporarily to see if that attracts some quicker cars, and we're also going to be prepping the track a lot more like our race prep rather than what we see typically on a Wednesday night Aeroflow race for real. So the track will definitely be a little bit more sticky, and especially with this heat that's predicted to come across Western Sydney in the next couple of days, that racetrack is going to be in tip-top condition, and I'm certainly looking forward to what cars come through under the tunnel to attack the quarter mile. But of course tonight is all about our burnout theme on the burnout pad there tonight, and about getting it off the streets and giving the entrants as many opportunities as possible to get out on the pad. Might not normally get the opportunity on a Wednesday night because we limit the numbers, but certainly tonight is the night. Get out there and have a bit of a crack and see if we can get some rods or rims. I don't know if we got rods out of the last car. I wasn't down there to see if it was making all sorts of horrible noises, but always exciting.
I'll tell you what, Steve, there's a young fella up here in the crowd. He's got a Smoke Gem shirt on, this little legend up here. Now, apparently the car is not here tonight, but that doesn't matter. They're here in spirit. We've still got some very good cars still to come at our street level. But we're just getting this little bit of oil all cleaned up with the kitty litter, and we won't be too far away from getting back into the burnouts here at Midweek Mayhem.
Heavy Duty magazine is the proud sponsor of Sydney Dragway Street Bike. Editor Mick Withers is a long-time racer and supporter of this entry-level bracket. Heavy Duty is Australia's #1 Harley-Davidson magazine, with road tests of new Harleys, features on wild customs, and tech articles from riders with grease under their fingernails. Heavy Duty is also proud to sponsor modified bike champion Sean Ricketts, upcoming junior drag bike racer Anastasia Lucky, and modified bike racer Peter Bartlett. Grab your copy of Heavy Duty magazine at heavyduty.com.au.
business for yourself? Maybe you own and run a transport business and are eyeing off a new truck or trailer, or maybe you're a tradesman needing another essential tool. Well, here's a game changer for you. Check out Credit One Equipment Finance. They are Australia's top choice for financing for good reason. Whether it's transport, construction,
Well, guys, just while we got this little bit of downtime, make sure you guys do keep yourselves hydrated. There are shops up the top, and if you're hungry, guys, make sure you get up to Burnouts for donuts. Grab yourself a six-pack and a nice ice-cold Coke or a bottle of water from Denise.
Substantial investment. With Credit One's diverse finance options, you can acquire your excavator, van, truck, crane, or whatever your job demands. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Check out over 1,800 glowing 5-star reviews on Google. That's right, 1,800 and counting.
So once again, guys, all the drivers are getting judged on their first skid and first skid only. So the pressure is on each and every driver to do their best and put on the best show possible for everyone who's up in the crowd and watching around the world on our live stream platforms. But there's nothing better than being here at the track. So if your mates were thinking about coming out, guys, make sure you get on the blower, tell them to come out. There's nothing like being here and seeing it and smelling it. Well, guys, we're not too far away from Ray about to come out. You're not coming out. Ah, she's dead. Oh, that's unfortunate there for Ray. That's right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, give him a round of applause. You know, unfortunately, these things do happen. It is motorsport. All right, guys, next up on the pad, we've got our second of our wagons for tonight. This car is actually double-entered, and it's either Jacob or Paul behind the wheel. That was a cracker of a tip-in. Let's see if you can get this thing refired. Well, guys, that looks like a little bit unfortunate there for the wagon. But what a tip in, Sydney. Let's make some noise for him. If you can't complete the burnout, well, at least you can look good on the way in. Now, I did mention that car is double-entered, so they might be able to get it back to the pits and get that all fixed up. So we'll get that car towed off the burnout pad. Before we send a Falcon Ute out on the pad, a car called Gutter to Gutter Now, hopefully he does go gutter to gutter, not just lengthways, but sideways as well, and primarily try and keep it off the wall. So you've just seen his tip-in. You know I'm judging tip-ins
Oh, yeah?
and the skids.
I hope I got it right then.
Absolutely. There's a $500 Odyssey batteries voucher up for grabs.
Pay for my new tub.
Absolutely. Now, generally the Fords go all right on the burnout pad too. I mean, Steve, you're a Ford man. They go okay. They tend to hold together pretty well.
They do, but I mean, they're nowhere less when it comes to holding together for punishment, Stu. I'll put it that way. You know, as much as I am a Ford guy, they don't. The Ford power plants don't generally want to stand up to as much punishment as the LS does, but that is what it is. And you know, the LS certainly a choice of power plant that value for money in terms of what you can physically do to it with everything stock is pretty amazing, really.
We're just going to wait for this car to be hooked up, and we'll get this car towed off the pad. It was a bit unfortunate there because that tip-in was cracker. That was right up there.
It was a pretty good tip in. He was lucky not to run into that wall there though when everything went quiet, because obviously you have no power steering or anything like that. Yeah, only just missed the wall when he turned it around to the left. Getting more and more cars assembling behind the tower here in the staging lane, Stu. So we've got one of our competitors back for another skid. I can see the XF Falcon Ute down there in the staging lanes. Already got one set of tyres off, I think, in that first run.
Yep. Yeah, of course, the first lot of skids are scored, but then they're able to come back out if they brought tyres with them. And we are scheduled to run through till 10 p.m. tonight. So it'll be 4 hours of mayhem here at Sydney Dragway, and a great experience for a lot of young drivers and a lot of people that haven't skidded for a long time to come out and have a crack on the pad, re-familiarise themselves and get ready for the next big burnout comps that they decide to enter.
Well, I guess if we think about it, the Summernats is not too far away now. She was one of those events that, it's a year away, then it's 6 months away. We're only, 4 months away now.
All right, Max Walmsley in gutter to gutter. It's never a good sign when I hear the engine stop. Oh, unfortunately there for gutter to gutter. Could not complete the burnout. All right, next up we've got 96 upper. Nicholas Maskell behind the wheel. City Dragway, put your hands together for 96 upper. Go. Sounding extremely strong. Now, just before he goes, guys, something special. Make some noise, City! That's what we're talking about, isn't it? What was more scary, the skid or the burnout or the proposal?
A bit of both.
How was that?
Yeah, that was amazing. Oh my God.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for 96 upper.
Congratulations, guys. What a fantastic thing to happen here tonight in front of the crowd. And congratulations.
All right, guys, from Mang Society, there you go, Gen 3.8 litre on its way out. Great stuff there from Gem 3.8 litre.
Love the big drift off to the end there, Stu. That was great.
He did well. Hey, next up, we've got another Commodore Ute. Zach Tattersall behind the wheel. A little bit lost on the pad there. He's still got 30 seconds. Let's see if he gets some tyres off.
We've got Zachary Sagan.
All right, guys, next up on the pad in the LS1 powered K20 Corolla, Zachary Stagnall. Great stuff there from Zachary in the Shorty's Performance Corolla. Next up on the pad, we got Brent coming out in Bipolar.
Good show there from Bipolar down there on the pad. Just got those rears off in time. There was bits of tyre rubber going everywhere right at the end there, but congratulations to the driver. Our next car up there with Stu, just about ready to be unleashed.
Yeah, it certainly is. He was revving this up in the pits and I was going to stir him up, but he didn't hear me. It is the Falcon called a nutcase. And that is Matt O'Brien behind the wheel. Great stuff there from the nutcase. Hey, just to our competitors, guys, after you've done your first skids, the pad will still be open. So if you've got extra sets of tyres, guys, make sure you fit them and you can come out for some more skids and some expression sessions. Next up, we got Jappo, the 6-cylinder Falcon. Brendan Zammit behind the wheel. He's got 40 seconds, guys. Can you get those rear tyres off? All right, Alright guys, next up we've got Fried VX from Club Magnation. Yeah, great stuff there for Jamie McKenzie. Never fails to put on a great skid in Fried VX. Next up on the pad, we have got 92 Mang, which is being driven by Aidan Farrell. Great stuff there from 92 Mang. Next up, we've got Moppy. Good effort there from Moppy.
Is it just me, Stu, or was that that V6 revving a lot harder than typical?
It was certainly revving high. One guy that does know how to put up a good burnout, Tom Baker in belted. From Club Racing. Great stuff there from Tom Baker. Both rear tyres off on the back of the Commodore. Well, next up on the pad, in the V6 Commodore, will be Tyler Arrow in Suck It Up. Certainly can't miss this one, bright orange. Great stuff there from Taylor Arrow in Suck It Up, getting those rear tyres off. All right, next up we got Just for Fun. That is Luke Doran behind the wheel. Great stuff there from Luke. All right, Sydney Dragway, this next car is a bit of a crowd favourite. It is Lola. Well, that's definitely the angriest burnout that I've seen so far tonight. Great job there from Christian in Lola. Oh, we got another Falcon that's about to hit the pad. Which at the moment, I don't have any particulars on the driver as yet. It's entrant number B11, which is about to come out in the AU Falcon.
Could I ask the kids on the eastern side or the big screen side to not climb on the fence, please?
He's got 50 seconds, guys. Let's see if he can get some tyres off. Let's give him some encouragement, Sydney. Yeah, he definitely gave it a good hot go. All right, next up on the pad from Club Magnation, we've got Sus GMH. Curtis behind the wheel. That didn't sound too good. See if you can get it refired. He's still got 30 seconds.
He's going gangbusters up until that point, Stu.
of time there for Sus GMH. So he does get scored in the allotted time. Hey guys, next up, coming out again, we got Gutter to Gutter. This car was out a little bit earlier. We obviously got the call to bring some more tyres out and out having another crack on the burnout pad. So to all our competitors out the back, guys, after you've done your first skid, the first skid is your scoring skid. And then everything else after that is all about fun. So if you've got extra tyres, guys, bolt them on, get your car around. We're scheduled to run through till 10 p.m. tonight. I'll tell you what, the crowd, they're very lucky tonight, Steve. 4 hours of tyre smoke. You can't beat that on a Wednesday.
Certainly not. The burnout scene alive and well here in Sydney Dragway, and plenty of our fans enjoy that tyre smoking action and breathing in the tyre smoke and the fuel fumes, of course. And of course getting involved in the atmosphere of the night as well. This entrance car looking to be running a little bit cleaner than it was on the first attempt.
Hey mate.
How you going?
Good mate. Hey, just quickly,
Yeah.
I've got here Kyle. Is that right?
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, beautiful. Fantastic.
Yeah, no, I don't have a plate yet. It's on its way.
No, that's all right. Just as long as I know, that's all. Great there for Gutter to Gutter. Next up, we got the young fella coming out. It's just told me he's got plates coming for the car. But it's Kyle in the V6 wagon. Kyle in the V6 wagon. Good stuff there from Kyle. Got it wound up in that second half of that burnout. Next up in the Falcon, we got Kobe Till. Good effort there from Kobe, trying to get those tyres off. All right, next up, a very, very well-known car through the burnout scene here in Sydney. Brad Bilby in on parole. This is one angry Commodore. Sydney, put your hands together for Brad Bilby in on parole. He never fails to disappoint. Well, he's on rims. We're going to have to get him towed off.
What's left of the rims, that is, Jude. Got the tyre, went from a low situation to a no low, almost a free rev within a split second. But certainly one angry Commodore, as you said. And got the tyres off with plenty of time to spare.
Yeah, 5.7 litres of the General's finest being put to good use. Just trying to get Brad rolling, which it looks like we have. Sydney Dragway makes some noise for Brad Bilby. I can tell you what, Steve, my scoring down here is not easy. I've got about 3 or 4 cars now that are capable of winning this $500 Odyssey Batteries voucher, and we haven't even finished yet.
I was going to say, it's going to be a difficult job for you to do. I'm glad you're doing it.
All right, young Jake in having a go. Jakey! Got a little bit of flame underneath the car.
Where is he, Stuart? I can't see.
He's up to the third City Dragway, put your hands together for young Jakey and having a go.
How good was that, Stu? He had about 20 seconds left before he dropped the 2 tyres off and 3/4 of the rear bumper.
Okay. I'll tell you what, Steve, you can always tell from down here who's going to do quite a big tipping. They get that Bathurst look on their face. That's the easiest way to put it. And you know they mean business. Next up on the pad, guys, we've got young Jacob Anderson in the supercharged V6 Commodore known as Baby Blown. All right, the Blown V6. Great stuff there from Jacob Anderson in Baby Blown.
Yeah, great use of the pad there, Stu. Used every bit of it.
Yeah, and that's what half of it's about, not just to tip in, but using that entire pad. I'm scoring and I'm a hard scorer. Next up, we've got Chris Newland in VS Fryer. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Chris Newland in VS Fryer. All right, one car that's been impressing me lately in the burnout scene is about to come out. I hope I haven't put the mockers on her. It's Karina Hansen and this beautiful VL wagon called Yeah Lad. Great stuff there from the VL wagon. All right, we've got this Commodore which came out earlier. It's coming out for another skid. And then behind him we've got Fired VS. Which will be Mark Alexander behind the wheel. That was a bit of a better skid. I wonder if they brought another set of tyres so they can have another crack on the burnout pad. We've still got plenty of cars still to come, ladies and gentlemen. Not all the cars, according to my sheet, have done their first skid.
There's a little bit of debris coming off that one as it went through the motions of getting the tyres off there, Stu. Of course, just at the end there, they managed to pop and saw the sparks off the wire belts just before everything let go.
Well, that's a good thing about the burnout cars, you know, they break them, they fix them, they bring them back out. Oh, we got 5 VS. Let's just lit them up. Let's see how he goes with his entry onto the pad. Oh, he's got half the bar hanging off the back of the Commodore. Sydney makes some noise for Fright VS. Now once that clock hits 0, guys, regardless whether he gets his rear tyres off or not, a lot of time is over. But for your benefit, you get those rear tyres off. Hi guys, next up on the pad, we've got the AU Falcon, affectionately called Gary. Don't know why they call it Gary, but they do. And it's been driven by Braden Ford, the AU wagon. Now Steve and I have a joke that AUs can do amazing things. Let's see what it can do on the burnout pad.
It's no joke, Stu.
Great stuff there from Braden, the AU Falcon called Gary. Next up on the pad, we're going to have Riff Raff come out. Steve Chatiris behind the wheel with a very, very special passenger from Bent on Burnouts. Great stuff there from Steve Chatiris in Riff Raff. Of course, the proprietor of Raffia Scaffolding. And also helped out by Dialed In Racing. Guys, looks like we might be doing a bit of a pad clean. And as I mentioned, according to my sheet, we've still got some cars that haven't done their first skid yet. So if you are out the back, guys, and you haven't skidded yet, please make your way around to the staging area. Because I've got a lot of scores that I've got to correlate and get together. At the moment, it's pretty tight at the top. So once again, if you're out the back, guys, and you have not skidded yet, make sure you are in the staging lanes, because your first skid is the one that counts. It's not the second skid, it's not the third skid, it's the first skid. And there's a $500 Odyssey Batteries voucher up for grabs. Don't forget, guys, Friday Night Lights coming up this Friday, as Steve mentioned. We're going to drop the ET so we can get some low 8-second cars down the quarter mile. It's going to be a pretty more prep. And I know there are a lot of radial shot cars in the street scene that will probably make good use of Friday Night Lights, which is coming up this week.
Exactly right, Stu. Off at 5 p.m. on Friday night, all the way to 10, so it gives us another hour of racing here at Sydney Dragway as our next bunch of burnout competitors head down the racetrack and make their way over to the starting point, ready for the next ticket, and see if they can smash another set of tyres. In the meantime, let's go to the big screen for a couple of words from some of our sponsorship partners. We'll be back with you very, very shortly. Sydney Dragway, midweek mayhem.
So once again, if you have not done your first skid yet, if you can make your way around to the staging area, and I will be calling the winner of the Odyssey Batteries voucher at 9 o'clock.
I'm Houston. I'm a sprint car and Alpine driver.
Hey everyone, are you in business for yourself? Maybe you own and run a transport business and are eyeing off a new truck or trailer, or maybe you're a tradesman needing another essential tool. Well, here's a game changer for you. Check out Credit One Equipment Finance. They are Australia's top choice for financing for good reason. Whether it's transport, construction, farming, or any trade, Credit One Equipment Finance is perfect for your business. No matter your industry or equipment needs, Credit One Equipment Finance is your go-to solution. They understand that growing your business means having the right equipment and tools, which often requires substantial investment. With Credit One's diverse finance options, you can acquire your excavator, van, truck, crane, or whatever your job demands. But hey, don't just...
Ladies and gentlemen, just before our next lot of Burnouts competitors start, I've got a child at the merchandise store at the top of the stairs, looking for his mum, named Sammy. He's wearing a blue t-shirt, black pants, and Minecraft shoes. It's fairly important that we find his parents. He's wearing a gold cross chain as well, so if your name is Sammy and you're missing a child, he's at the top of the stairs that lead down into the pits at the merchandise stall up there. Thank you.
Building a street car through to a race car, be sure to think of Aeroflow Performance. The ever-increasing range that started with just hose, fittings and fuel system components has grown to include boosted turbochargers, bang shift shifters, X-Pro ignition and electrical accessories, Bosch motorsport products, fabrication parts, as well as driveline and engine components. With an exceptional distribution network and inventory, Aeroflow products are always within reach. With more to come in the future, be sure to keep an eye out at aeroflowperformance.com.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's.
We've also got Shannon's Home and Contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's. Insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
We're here at Phillip Island where we've got our Radicals and our GT3. They're currently out on track and they're the champions of the weekend. However, we wouldn't be here without our partners Pack Lease, who are the real heroes who help us get here. They help us get to any event that we need to go to, including race weekends, media days and track days. We've been partnered with the team at Pack Lease for the past 3 years and we couldn't think of anyone better who we want to do this with. They get us from A to B and to every racetrack and every event that we need to go to. They are so extremely helpful with everything that we need and we love being partnered with them.
Simpson Race Products Australia offers the widest range of safety gear including helmets, Simpson hybrids, boots, driving suits, gloves, harnesses, underwear, accessories and much more. Whether you're on the drag strip, circuit or off-road, Simpson Race Products Australia has all the gear to keep you protected. Built to protect every race, every track, every lap. Simpson Racing Products Australia. For more information or to get some of the best safety equipment in Australia, send an email to sales@simpsonraceproducts.com.au or contact them directly on 0407 108 103 or 02 9545 6662.
Out here, you get time to think about life's big questions, like where do all the flies come from? Do trains of thought have a destination? And another thing, how does an engine keep going? Out here. Well, that was an easy one.
Drag racing, it isn't just a sport, it's our legacy. Performance, it isn't just a word, it's our promise. 3 generations, one unwavering passion. Speedflow, where innovation meets performance. Proudly Australian, unmistakably world class. Speedflow.
Heavy Duty magazine is the proud sponsor of Sydney Dragway Street Bike. Editor Mick Withers is a long-time racer and supporter of this entry-level bracket. Heavy Duty is Australia's #1 Harley-Davidson magazine, with road tests of new Harleys, features on wild customs and tech articles from riders with grease under their fingernails. Heavy Duty is also proud to sponsor modified bike champion Shord Ricketts, upcoming junior drag bike racer Anastasia Lucky, and modified bike racer Peter Bartlett. Grab your copy of Heavy Duty magazine from heavyduty.com.au.
This incredible drive to succeed. I've just got this ambition, I want to get on the podium. I think there's a lot of people that have an older mentality and don't think women belong in motorsport, and that's one thing I'd like to prove a lot of people wrong. It's you in the car and it's your ambition and your drive to win. As soon as that helmet goes on, that's it. I'm a sprint car and outlaw kart driver.
Hey everyone, are you in business for yourself? Maybe you own and run a transport business and are eyeing off a new truck or trailer, or maybe you're a tradesman needing another essential tool. Well, here's a game changer for you. Check out Credit One Equipment Finance. They are Australia's top choice for financing for good reason. Whether it's transport, construction, farming, or any trade, Credit One Equipment Finance is perfect for your business. No matter your industry or equipment needs, Credit One Equipment Finance is your go-to solution. They understand that growing your business means having the right equipment and tools, which often requires substantial investment. With Credit One's diverse finance options, you can acquire your excavator, van, truck, crane, or whatever your job demands. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Check out over 1,800 glowing 5-star reviews on Google. That's right, 1,800 and counting. For competitive rates and solutions that beat the banks, and for lightning fast loan approvals, visit www.creditoneequipmentfinance.com.au or click the link in the video description below. Empower your business today with Credit One Equipment Finance.
Building a street car through to a race car? Be sure to think of Aeroflow Performance. The ever-increasing range that started with just hose, fittings and fuel system components has grown to include boosted turbochargers, bang shift shifters, X-Pro ignition and electrical accessories, Bosch motorsport products, fabrication parts, as well as driveline and engine components. With an exceptional distribution network and inventory, Aeroflow products are always within reach. With more to come in the future, be sure to keep an eye out at aeroflowperformance.com.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's.
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's. Insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Midweek Mayhem here at Sydney Dragway. Big thank you to the crew down there with the Bobcat, getting the pad all nice and clean because we're about to rip straight back into the burnouts. Now, as I mentioned, if you haven't done your first burnout, guys, you need to get out here. You need to be in the staging lanes because around 9 o'clock, I will be calling the winner of the $500 Odyssey Batteries voucher. But to kick us off with the next lot of burnouts, he's already been out already and just absolutely annihilated the pad. Sydney Dragway, let's get those limber fingers up in the air. It is time for Lola. That twin turbo of the LS. Being put to great use there, Lola. All right, guys, out for his first skid tonight. We've got on Seno, driven by Sean McDougall. Let's Sydney, put your hands together for On Seno. All right, next up on the pad, we've got Dirty AU about to come out, driven by Rory Shaw. Well, lucky there for the AU Falcon. Unfortunately, couldn't get tyres off in the required time. They tried. All right, next up on the pad, we've got another Falcon. This one is called One to Party. And I've got down here that Natalia Dvorak is watching. Sorry, driving.
Just got an announcement though, Stu. If you drive a blue Cougar, can you please return to your car with the number plates B for Bob, K for Kelly, R for Roberts, 82Q for Quebec. If you own a blue Toyota Cougar, can you please return to your car? Registration BKR82Q. Thank you.
About 5 seconds earlier. All right, next up, we've got another Falcon on its way out. This is Matthew Darkin behind the wheel. Great stuff there from Matty in the Falcon wagon.
Used every bit of the pad there, Stu, and some made contact with the wall with about 15 seconds to go there on the drag strip wall, but fantastic job.
Well, this next driver coming up is a little bit of a lunatic, but he always puts on a fantastic skid. I mean that nicely, by the way, guys. Luke McInerney in Mr. Sandy. City Dragway, put your hands together for Mr. Sandy. All right, coming back out on the pad for another skid. Don't forget, guys, going all the way through till 10 p.m. Just want to do a quick shout out to Bryce and Caden Lucas, who are watching via YouTube. Hope you're enjoying all the skids, guys. SS to fry. Well, it's our first barbecue for the night. Not the car that I expected to see a barbecue from, mind you. Sydney, did you like that skid? Well, Steve, that is motorsport, isn't it? Unfortunately, barbecues do happen, particularly when you're sitting on high rims for as long as these are. It's the third burnout tonight for this car. So just while we get this car attended to, we might give a few words from some of our sponsors here at Midweek Mayhem here at Sydney Dragway. Will be back very, very
Hey
soon.
everyone, are you in business for yourself? Maybe you own and run a transport business and are eyeing off a new truck or trailer, or maybe you're a tradesman needing another essential tool. Well, here's a game changer for you. Check out Credit One Equipment Finance. They are Australia's top choice for financing for good reason. Whether it's transport, construction, farming, or any trade, Credit One Equipment Finance is perfect for your business. No matter your industry or equipment needs, Credit One Equipment Finance is your go-to solution. They understand that growing your business means having the right equipment and tools, which often requires substantial investment. With Credit One's diverse finance options, you can acquire your excavator, van, truck, crane, or whatever your job demands. But hey, don't just take my word for it. Check out over 1,800 glowing 5-star reviews on Google. That's right, 1,800 and counting. For competitive rates and solutions that beat the banks, and for lightning fast loan approvals, visit www.creditoneequipmentfinance.com.au or click the link in the video description below. Empower your business today with Credit One Equipment Finance.
Building a street car through to a race car? Be sure to think of Aeroflow Performance. The ever-increasing range that started with just hose, fittings and fuel system components has grown to include boosted turbochargers, bang shift shifters, X-Pro ignition and electrical accessories, Bosch motorsport products, fabrication parts, as well as driveline and engine components. With an exceptional distribution network and inventory, Aeroflow products are always within reach. With more to come in the future, be sure to keep an eye out at aeroflowperformance.com.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannon's,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover,
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be
Shannon's.
Shannon's, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 13 46 46 for a quote.
Coordinator for Volante Rosso. We're here at Phillip Island where we've got our Radicals and our GT3. They're currently out on track and they're the champions of the weekend. However, we wouldn't be here without our partners Pack Lease, who are the real heroes who help us get here. They help us get to any event that we need to go to, including race weekends, media days and track days. We've been partnered with the team at Pack Lease for the past 3 years, and we couldn't think of anyone better who we want to do this with. They get us from A to B and to every racetrack and every event that we need to go to. They're so extremely helpful with everything that we need, and we love being partnered with them.
Simpson Race Products Australia offers the widest range of safety gear, including helmets, Simpson hybrids, boots, driving suits, gloves, harnesses, underwear, accessories, and much more. Whether you're on the drag strip, circuit or off-road, Simpson Race Products Australia has all the gear to keep you protected. Built to protect every race, every track, every lap. Simpson Racing Products Australia. For more information or to get some of the best safety equipment in Australia, send an email to sales@simpsonraceproducts.com.au or contact them directly on 0407 108 103 or 02 9545 6662.
Out here, you get time to think about life's big questions, like where do all the flies come from? Out here, you get time to think about life's big questions, like where do all the flies